Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode. Today we'll be talking about principle-centered leadership, a model developed by Covey. Principle-centered leadership is a multifaceted construct defining leaders who consistently seek to act in alignment with enduring principles of human effectiveness and performance. At its core are several behaviors. 1. Continuous learning and improvement. Not only integral to improving oneself, this behavior creates a learning and coaching climate on teams and role models a focus on growth to others. Teammates are encouraged through the example of the leader to admit and learn from mistakes, go out of their comfort zones, and push themselves to new heights. 2. Being service-oriented. In addition to providing personal purpose and satisfaction, this behavior commits oneself to the responsibility of bettering the world and the lives of others. Like servant leadership, this aspect of principle-centered leadership centers others, their needs, and a desire to do good. 3. Belief in other people. A deep respect for others and inclination to seek the best in people, rather than focus on any mistakes, creates a leader with whom others would love to work, who makes people feel valued, and who creates connections among people, themselves included. 4. Cooperation and synergy. In addition to employees feeling valued for their unique abilities, principle-centered leadership involves a deep belief that we are better together than separately, and that a team's worth is greater than the sum of its parts. The leader doesn't just strive to bring out the best in individuals. They create team cultures where everyone's strengths build on one another. 5. Honesty. This behavior is about both vulnerability and trust. Trust is a powerful and necessary component for any successful team, and it cannot occur without leaders being forthcoming about both business realities and themselves. Employees can never feel connected to the company's mission and work if they feel that they are being deceived, gaslit, or misled. It is important to note that honesty does not mean that leaders should say whatever comes into their minds. What it does mean is that leaders should embody personal integrity, admit their mistakes, and role model using them as learning opportunities, and be truthful about the state of affairs in the company. Of course, not revealing anything confidential, but emphasizing factors such as transparency in leadership's dealings, how advancement is determined, and what is rewarded at the company. But leaders can't do any of these if your company's culture punishes them for doing them. Examine your company-wide systems and unwritten rules to ensure that strong, honest leaders will be supported. One of the things I like about principle-centered leadership is that it points to specific attitudes and behaviors that leaders can adopt that will not only improve themselves as leaders and people, but will also improve the quality of their teams and the experience of others with whom they work. It integrates the internal changes needed to improve character with the external impact needed to improve workplaces. The internal and external are not separate. They're part of a whole transformation. I think there's a lot of room for more research on the outcomes and correlates of this type of leadership. But principle-centered leadership already brings a lot of the core concepts that we know produce the best leaders together in a conceptually effective way. Next week, we'll shift gears a little bit and home in on teams. What does it take to create optimal team cultures where the best of each individual comes together to build something better than the sum of the team's parts? Hope to see you then.